Luciano, and I'm from Preferred Auto Body Shop. I'm the owner. We've been in business here 7 years here in Fremont, but we started out in Newark. So we've been in business 22 years. A little bit what we did on this car here. Did all the body work, did a lot of the repairs, making it look better. We did some primering, blocking, did some repair, jams. We did a little bit of custom graphics over here.
Is that the carbon showing through?
Yep.
That's Mark's idea.
Carbon
Thanks for making
bottom.
it happen. This car was insanely rough when I dropped it off.
Yeah.
Like there was like dents in the roof from when my hood flew over and like popped into it. Flares I did a long time ago were like buckled. The hood was trashed.
There was a lot of work done to it. I'm used to doing it all the time, so happy with the work. We're happy with the result.
You said you did a couple of like guide coats on it too to get.
Yeah, we normally spray a primer. We primed the whole thing once we did the major dents, and then we'll spray a guide coat, and then we just block it to get a lot of the dents out and try to get the lines to line up, the ones that we could.
I think you were saying that it was so bad that you actually had to do 2 primer coats, right?
Yeah, we did 2 primer coats to block it to make it look straighter.
Because like the waves are so big, you couldn't cover on the first one, right?
Right.
So I got some more trim to put back on. Luciano was nice enough to paint some of the trim I had and give it to me on the side. Still have some holes left over from the wing going back on. And I opted to leave the bumpers off because those basically need to be replaced. They're a complete wreck, so I didn't want to waste your time trying to paint those. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. So once again, Preferred Auto Body. They're just down the street from our shop, actually. You should check them out.
Am I the only one who's nervous about this?
No, I'm nervous too. Oh, speeding up, Mark. Relax, we got this. We're professionals. All right, I'll see you at the shop.
Faster!
You rolling?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not.
What? Looking proper.
Well, she's back. Pretty much first day working on the car after it's done with the paint booth. So it's pretty much the first time like really going through it and trying to see what we got to do next. But yeah, overall paint job looks good. Things are looking shiny, things are looking smooth. I'm really excited that the freaking corner lights are gone here. I don't know, it's just really cool knowing that you got a US car with shaved corners. So that was really nice. There is some detail work on the inside. Like we're gonna need to, there's just some like welded panels on there that are gonna need to be addressed. And the actual paint in the trunk is still like horrendous, so I think we'll work on that. Before dropping off the car to paint, I pulled all the gaskets off, and there's still some kind of rough metal down here that we're gonna try to prep today. Yeah, but it's looking pretty good. There's definitely some trim that needs to be put back on. They did a great job with the flares. First time I painted this car many years ago, maybe it might have been like 10 years ago, but over time there were some issues, some Bondo flaking, and just some things that weren't quite perfect, but they went in and really smoothed it out, so that looks great. Yeah, and then this is a cool little touch here with the, we asked them to leave the carbon showing out, and I'm really stoked for that. But yeah, actually not 100% sure if this hood is gonna stay in the car, actually. As long as I've had this car, it's been pretty much like a daily driver / track car. At least that's how, you know, it used to be when I used to drive this thing on a regular basis, but you know, now I'm at the point where I've got a little, you know, shop space, and I really like road racing and drifting too. So I just kind of want to like max this out and just see how far I can go with turning into like a proper track car. So, you know, it's kind of like a relief that I can actually do that now, because I have, you know, other cars to drive, so I don't have to like rely on this as actual transportation. So pretty excited for that. Oh, one big thing I wanted to point out. For the longest time, I either had no trim at all here, or at a minimum was just missing this corner piece. These are actually getting pretty hard to find, it turns out. I think you can see a whole set of this going on eBay for like 180 bucks, which is wild because I probably had this a long time ago and I might have just like lost it or misplaced it, but it's actually been pretty challenging to even get this piece here. Interior is still a bit of a wreck, you know, like just debris from all the bodywork and stuff that it's gonna need to get cleaned out. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the rear bulkhead and also just like the rear like sheet metal back here. I'm thinking about dry icing it and possibly painting it on my own, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, at a minimum, we've got a few things that I want to get done today. So now that the car is mostly back here, there's like some finishing detail works that I want to do. Like for example, these taillights are looking like pretty tired. I want to take them out and buff them. Gonna try and see what I can do to bring this trim back on the taillights. And the gaskets are just totally shot. All the rubbers and seals and gaskets on this car are just like really, really tired. I think the chassis itself has something like 300,000 miles, and we all know it's like a 40-year-old car now. Went back to the shop, put an order in, and just pulled a bunch of parts for myself. You got your taillight gaskets here. I'm missing some rubber around the windshield molding, so I pulled some little clips here to help install that. This is the windshield molding rubber that I'm missing. And I'm actually missing the entire upper windshield molding, but we'll take a look at that in a bit. And then I got a cool titanium hood prop, because why not? And it comes with a little grommet as well. We've got our trunk gasket seals and also the driver and passenger door seals. And finally, some Time Machine dry carbon mirrors came in. So I'm actually thinking about putting those guys on, but I just wanted to see how that looks. Like I said, ultimately, I think this is gonna have a carbon fiber hood, so I think it'll be kind of a nice touch. This is definitely, you know, I do more road racing than I do drifting. Like I definitely drifted a lot when I was younger, but these days I'm on track more than I am just like, you know, drifting at events and stuff.
I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, so I think the carbon look is gonna match better. Let me show you guys what happens when I try to start it. Unfortunately, I was able to drive the car there, but it doesn't start now. So it comes up, but then when I try to turn it over, it just dies and the pump restarts. So I think there's actually some kind of short, or maybe the fusible link is dead, but gotta figure that out. And then no, I don't normally run initial D wheel. I asked my buddy Lance for a wheel that I could take to the body shop they didn't care about, or that he didn't care about. And he gave me this like Ital Volante. I was like, dude, are you sure you wanted me to bring this to the body shop? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, okay. Luckily, I don't think anything happened to it, but yeah, maybe that's a little bit of paint, I don't know. And that is all that's left of my taillight gaskets this entire time. It's like dried Play-Doh. It doesn't even look like a gasket anymore. So of course that means that there's probably like water and stuff leaking into it. Luckily we're in California, but man, if I was in the East Coast, this car would have been messed up. Rubber's not supposed to do that. I wonder how many other people have done this recently. I didn't know this was a thing, to be honest. I thought you just pull it off and put the other one on.
It's so bad.
This shit is clogged, dude.
Oh, the hammer does wonders.
Yeah, it does. Just gotta persuade it.
That's like real silicone. Even. Really?
I don't know.
Why would someone put RTV here?
Sealant.
Why would someone do this?
Wow, look at this straight masking. Wow. Look at that.
About as straight as John's car.
Inception.
I keep almost putting the tools on the roof like I used to. I've stopped myself like 3 times already. Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, it's too late. I already told I already said my thing.
You know, like that website, stockinteriors.com?
That's in your car right now?
Yeah. I don't know if you could find like original carpet.
This feels so good. You guys have no idea. I think you can even get these ones new too. I might try to track that down. So when my friend had a really beat car, and then he changed these seals, and these seals also some in like the window too, and it started closing like a new car. Like that made all the difference. It's like on a new car when you close it, it's got this nice cushion. You can like, you know, whereas Kroll's you close them like, right? That was the difference, is these seals. That'll do it.